What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and I truly pray and hope that you guys are doing well, taking very good care of yourselves. And I had to take a little break myself and kind of stand back. This whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing is very serious. I'm working from home for everything right now. We are taking the social distancing very seriously. I'm really making sure that I'm taking care of myself, my family, and doing the things necessary to keep myself healthy during this time. Everything has totally changed in just the past week alone. You're not alone. I know with my role of work, anxiety levels are high, especially with the unknowns. And I want to bring a sense of stability, at least to the storm, and try and bring you guys content that matters. Now, I try to do that anyway. I want to make sure that I hear you. So make sure that down below, you let me know some of the things that you would like to see over the next few months, whether it be self-care, fitness, hair care, different things that I can offer to you across your lifestyle that might help this be just a little bit better. Today's video is just that, realizing that in only going to the store for the essentials every now and again, because social distancing, I've looked around and I've seen that a lot of stores are out of certain things. But in the past, I brought you guys videos that show you or showcase items and foods that are not hard to find. You all know that in my past, I've been a strict vegan. Now I'm more plant-based, but I still incorporate a little bit of fish, chicken, turkey, that type of thing, especially after I had pneumonia last year. I have a lot of those meals cataloged. So what I'm going to do in this video is just go back, refresh your memory on some things that maybe you want to check out for you and your family, especially in this time where we see that a lot of the junk items, I'm just going to be honest, are missing from the stores. What are your other options that doesn't cost you much and also doesn't make you have to work for much and still tastes good, right? So I'm going to remind you of some of my favorite meals from over the years. I promise to record some new stuff. I'm actually working on that. So make sure that you comment down below. Let me know some of the things you want to see. And all items that I talk about will be found down below in the information section. But let's go ahead and get into this. And y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and subscribe. And also click on those notification bells so you can know when I upload on Thursdays and Sundays. Make sure you also check out my Now That's Life podcast, which is now live, and you can check it out on all your major podcasting platforms. Links to my podcast can be found down below in the information section. Keeping it all the way 100, I lost over 100 pounds when I had little to no money in an economy that wasn't that great. And I didn't even realize it because I was determined to make it happen regardless of what I had. And that's why I wanted to bring the encouragement to you guys. You can do this. Keep your mindset, keep your mind straight and focused on what you want. And yes, the world is crazy around us, but we can still have a little control over some of the things that we choose to do. Now, if you've been to the store even a few times since everything has happened, you know that the stores are pretty cleaned off of shelves for very common items. Now, what I found though, in most stores and even in the stores where my friends are in the states that they are, is there is a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. For some reason, people are just buying frozen. They're just buying a lot of junk. That's what I'm seeing. So if you can catch a lot of the fresh vegetables, just get those. Freeze them if you can on your own. And you might look up and find some frozen vegetables and fruits. So try doing that as well. I've also made sure that I look for things that are uncommon, like the riced cauliflower, some of the mixed bags of broccoli. A lot of people don't find those to be popular, so those are what's left. And at this time, that's what we got to go with. Keeping up with nutrients, I find, is very important at this time. And so one of the bigger things I've been trying to do is make sure I keep up with things like my Yay Organics juice powders, any frozen or regular vegetables or fruit. Anything you can't get frozen, just freeze it yourself. Buy it and freeze it. Also, I find that cashew milk and almond milk are plentiful in the stores right now, at least where I am. And so I'm just making smoothies as much as I can. If you have an isolate protein or just a regular protein powder, I like all kinds, even just the vegetable base is good. Any avocados, kale, spinach, broccoli, banana, any carrots, things like that that you can throw in a smoothie. I call them a poor man smoothie. It's great. And then I add in any nut butters like almond butter, peanut butter. That's going to beef up your nutrients like your protein. That's great for your hair, your skin, your nails, all of those great things. And it's also going to reduce your stress levels. I love this throwback purple passion smoothie. It has strawberries, blueberries, spinach, Greek yogurt, red cabbage, water, protein powder if you want it. I find this one to be great for recovery and also giving me a little bit of energy. And especially later in the afternoon, y'all know I'm an intermittent faster. This one is a great one to break fast. This one is made of my proteins and greens, or my vegan protein powder, flax seeds, honey, chopped kale, which is frozen, apples, and also celery. This one also gives me a lot of nutrients at once. It also keeps me going, keeps me pumped. Also, what we want to avoid during this time is getting depressed and setting our moods. And I find that this one is a mood booster because it gives you just enough natural sugar to keep you, you know, feeling good about yourself and feeling like you're upbeat and like you have some things to do, giving you some energy to complete what you need to. So this smoothie I find is really great, easy to make, and a lot of the items people are not looking for right now. So I mentioned to you guys a lot of vegetables. So what I've been trying to keep on hand is zucchini, squash, sweet potatoes, carrots, and I've been chopping them up and making sure that I have items around that I can use to make sure that I make them into meals. So with sweet potatoes and things, just like you all have seen in my past, I like to just cube those up. You might even want to just keep some of those around that are already done that way, especially if you have an air fryer, oven, things like that. Chop up your other vegetables in much the same way. Now, these vegetables that I'm showing you guys are absolutely chock full of nutrients. They are great, from everything to your skin to your eyes, okay? And I like to just season those up the way that I would like. Set my oven to about 400 degrees, put those in, and I cook those in abundance because I can keep those around for a while. I like to season with things like Tony Chachere's, I think that's how you say it, some Mediterranean sea salt, or just some regular salt, a little bit of pepper, things like that, or cayenne if you want to go for a nice kick to them. And whatever you don't use this way, just slice them long ways and keep those around for sauteing later on. Another thing I like to keep around is cabbage, red pepper, green pepper, onion, sweet potatoes, and kale. This was a meal that I was introduced to by my best friends, my closest friends from Kenya, and I have abided by it so much. It fills me up. Sometimes this is all I eat, and I absolutely love this dish. All you have to do is saute it up with a little bit of olive oil or oil of your choice in your pan, and y'all, it tastes like heaven. I've told you guys this before. I use it for wraps. I use it in what I call my vegan version of a quesadilla. I also use a little chipotle pepper, salt, whatever you need on there. Let that cook up, and y'all, it is like heaven when it comes out. It just tastes so good. And with the kale, you all see me adding it last year. I've mentioned this in the past. You know, I like my kale a little crunchy, so that's what I'm doing there. Also, an idea is getting asparagus if you can get your hands on it and just cooking it on like a George Foreman grill. Simple and easy to do. It's fast. You can go do something else while you're doing it. And sometimes I just have the asparagus on its own. It gives it like a nice grilled feel to it, and it tastes really good. You can also accompany your dishes with this as a side, and it's, like I said, very simple. Another one I like is the Brussels sprouts. I'm finding bags and bags of Brussels sprouts left at the grocery store. I guess everybody looks over the Brussels sprouts. So I love sea salt and a little pepper with this, or anything you would like to, you know, vibe this up. And I love to use extra virgin olive oil, but whatever oil you like is just fine. I wash them really well and pull off the outer layer of leaves, half them or quarter them, put them in a bag, and literally pour over the oil and the seasoning and whatever way I would like, mixing them up really well to make sure that they're highly saturated. I like doing it this way because it ensures that the oil gets into the various different leaves and it bakes really nicely. And so I pour those on my baking sheet. Make sure again that you season these because they take on really nicely to seasoning, but you have to do it right. Salt and pepper works well for me. And then after I bake them, y'all, on 400 for 30 to 35 minutes, they are perfect. I usually eat them by themselves or with various dishes or various proteins. Normally I'm able to scoop up some fresh made guacamole, but I've been finding guac is gone and you probably want to make it on your own right now. So literally just get yourself some avocados that are nice and ripe, smash them with a fork, take your, I like red onion as well as tomatoes, put that in there, a little lime, a little bit of lemon juice, put a little bit of salt and pepper in there, mix it up. You got your own version of your guacamole. Another snack or something to accompany your dinners is sliced cucumbers, and I love sliced cucumbers so much. I curve back on cheese because I'm mostly plant-based, but when I was really doing heavily low-carb meals, I loved adding just a little bit of cheese on top of the slices of cucumber. This is great for all my chip lovers. So this is going to be nice and crisp, but also give you a nice salty and savory feel. So it's gonna make you feel like you ate chips without eating them without all the carbs. And if you got some of that guac handy, that's also something you can do with those cucumbers. Past, I showed y'all my bomb booty burrito bowl, which is tofu, brown rice, avocado, tomatoes, and just a little bit of seasoning. It might be simple, but y'all, it's so good. And even if you don't eat tofu, put in your own little version of protein. That could be ground turkey, ground beef, whatever it is, or nothing at all other than that. It's just so good. The flavors just complement one another. I just make sure that I chop up my protein really nicely. You also want to make sure that you put it in a skillet and fry that down a little bit with a little olive oil. Also, I'm just putting on my seasonings. I like to have a little zest, so my chipotle chili powder or a little bit of Tony's, and I just layer everything in. So just a little bit of that rice, that tofu or your protein, some tomatoes, the black beans, as well as avocado. And if you have some Greek yogurt, you can put a little Greek yogurt over it and make your own little sauce. So in the past, I've also made something called my Rack It Up wraps. This has lean turkey or tofu, olives, black beans, tomato, onions, peppers, and burrito or taco seasoning. So simple. Just chop up your vegetables and your green peppers, your onions, and all of that. Have that all handy, and you don't even have to use any protein, but I recommend using protein with it as long as you want to stretch out your meals and just make that. I like very lean protein, whatever I'm going to use. Like I said, tofu works great here. Whatever other thing you would like to supplement in, I like chickpeas with this as well for my vegans. Works really well. Just put over your taco seasoning while you're making it and just allow that to simmer really well. Add in your onions as well so everything is mixed down nicely. Add in your beans and also your red and green peppers and your olives. Mix that up really, really well, and it's going to look a lot like this. I like to serve this with, I mean, some people call this taco boats, but if you have romaine lettuce leaves, those are usually in the store still. And I like my Greek yogurt supplement instead of using sour cream. So that gives you some added protein, which is going to keep you fuller longer. And there you have it. And you can even do that with vegan sour cream, guys. My faithful viewers know that I love cooking with chickpeas. It's one of my favorites, and it's one of the things that's left on the shelves out of all the canned goods. So usually I wash those down really good, add a little bit of olive oil, oil a baking pan, and make sure that I season these well because they take on seasoning pretty good. So that's what I'm doing there. Make sure that they're coated really well in that olive oil. Bake them on 400 for about 25 to 30 minutes, and they're nice and crispy. I bake a lot of these because I can eat on them throughout the day, and they're very filling, full of protein. I like to keep cucumbers around, a little white wine vinegar, some non-dairy Greek yogurt as well as that, like I said, cucumber, onion, those types of things to create like a nice little sauce with the chopped cucumber, as well as the non-dairy yogurt, as well as a lot of the other ingredients here. Just mix those up with a little white wine vinegar to give you a little zest to your mixture, and there you have it. You can add that to any kind of wrap that you have. I like pita, or a low carb pita, of course, a little bit of lettuce, some tomato and onion, and those chickpeas. Y'all, it might not look like much, but it tastes amazing. And I have even had this with children, so they even like it, I believe. And so like I keep that in my refrigerator, put it in my little meal prep dishes, and I'm good to go. Now, when we speak on protein, I like to have at least 4 to 5 ounces per meal that I'm going to have a protein in. That's all you need, guys. And what I like to do is make sure that I line my pan specifically for salmon, because I love Atlantic salmon. I usually just try to get a nice amount of that, chop that up, and cook a lot of it at one time. Season it up really good. Add a little butter to it if you eat butter, or you can even get, like I've shown you guys, my non-dairy butter as well. It's an avocado butter. Just put that on top with a little bit of lemon and bake this on about 400, and all you need is about 10 to 15 minutes, and they come out really nice. They taste really good, and these keep in the refrigerator for a nice long time. If you don't like fish, try getting some lean chicken breast. That's also inexpensive, and I'm finding that that's still somewhat left in the store. For some reason, I'm noticing that all the beef is gone. I don't know why people, I don't know y'all, but I'm noticing that the chicken is there. You can cook that on your George Foreman grill. That's simple and easy. Also, getting some turkey, ground turkey or ground chicken is also another one to choose. And I usually just season that up, adding in green peppers, onions, those types of things to zest it up really nicely. It could seem boring, but y'all, if you're mixing these meals up, they work. And we might be in the house for a while, so you want to get things that are easy to get in, get out, get them, and they're there, and you can plan for that and make your meals count. You know, you can rotate these things, rotate the items, even though they might not be things that you would conventionally eat. They're good. And I also like to cook my meat in that way, like the ground way, because you can also make like makeshift nachos out of these, whatever you would like to. But also, I've shown you guys on my college meal prep video how this works with brown rice. I just take a little bit of brown rice. I add my desired mixes of the proteins, whether it be the chicken, fish, the turkey, and then my different vegetables that I've shown you guys. And this way you don't get so bored and you just pick from one every day. You know, pick for one for your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, whatever that's going to be, and you mix it up so that it doesn't seem the same. And y'all, it works. It's good, makes you feel good about yourself. A lot of these foods give you energy, and they also give you the nutrients you need to stay strong through this time. And you can plan for that week and still not have much to do in the way of cooking or also thinking about things so much. A last second quick recommendation is to make sure you always go with a list. I like the app Grocery List, which is on Android and iPhone. It's excellent for making sure I get in the store and get out, because the whole point is to not be around people right now. So you want to get in, get out, and go early when you can. Also, when you're shopping, look in the fresh vegetables and don't get so upset about what's not in the frozen vegetables. You can always freeze these on your own. I'm just finding that they are plentiful, guys. They might be telling you some things are not out there, but I'm finding that in most every store I've been to, most of the fresh fruits and vegetables are still there. Also, make sure that you're getting enough to last you for a little while, because first off, some of us are on lockdown, some of us are on shelter in place. You just want to make sure that you're not out of the house more than recommended, because you don't want to expose yourself to people and things that might cause you to become ill. We need you well. And I find that just going with items that you wouldn't normally go with is just fine right now. Explore, take your time, find healthy options, watch some of my older videos I've linked for you down below so that you can find some things that might work for you. Keep your vitamin base up. Y'all know I love to take Rainbow Light prenatal vitamins. No, I'm not expecting for y'all that ask, because I've been taking prenatals forever. Also, I love to take vitamin D supplements right now, especially when I'm not getting out as much. And I have told you guys to make sure that you check out the fresh fruits and vegetables, but in that case that you can find some frozen vegetables, look for the ones that are left over, maybe give them a shot and see what you like for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know again that this COVID-19 coronavirus thing has really taken the world by storm, and like I said, I want to provide some stability, myself included. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll. Peace. Special thanks to Jason Bowie of Trinity Media Solutions for co-producing and filming today's video. His information can be found down below in the information section. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.